Alright, so now I'm going to make some fluffy, crusty dinner rolls. So we're going to start off with 6 ounces or 170 grams of cold water in this 10-inch skillet. And then to that we're going to add 70 grams of bread flour. We'll keep constantly whisking this over medium heat until it turns into like a thick paste, and we'll take it off heat immediately after that. So we're just going to stir to combine. It has to be ice cold water, okay? And constantly keep whisking it, don't stop whisking. Should take about 2 minutes to do so until it turns into a hot thick paste. It's been a few minutes now. It's a nice thick paste, so we're going to take it out and spread onto a plate. Alright, so this is your cone. After it's done, I put on a plate. It's a caffeinated stick on there. We're going to let it cool down. It can't be any hotter than 100 degrees when we mix it with the rest of the ingredients. Alright, so we're going to prepare the dough for the dinner rolls. In here I have 380 grams of bread flour, 15 grams of sugar, 9 grams of kosher salt, and 6 grams of instant yeast. I end up using Rapid Rise because I can't find regular instant yeast, but you should really use regular instant yeast. Most because instant yeast will, work through multiple rises, where Rapid Rise only really goes through one rise, and then it may or may not work anymore after that. So anyways, I'm going to put the top on this. We're just going to pulse it for a few seconds just to make sure it's thoroughly combined, and then we'll add our 6 ounces of cold water, and then we'll add the U-cone as soon as it's cooled down. Alright, so I'm using a meat thermometer here, so as you can see, for the most part everywhere I've checked, it's under 100 degrees. So we'll combine this with the 6 ounces of cold water, and we'll process it for about 90 seconds to make our dough. Alright, so I've added the water and the U-cone. Just going to put the top on this. We'll process it for about 90 seconds to show what the dough looks like after that. Alright, so I processed it for roughly 90 seconds. You're just looking for your dough to be nice and smooth like this. It will be extremely wet to work with. So we're going to throw this into a greased bowl, and then we'll go from there. Oh, by the way, I'm not some kind of like baking savant or anything. I'm using a recipe. This is Stella Parks recipe, and it's on Serious Eats. I'll put the link in the description as well. Alright, so the dough's in the bowl, as you can tell, nice and smooth. I covered it with saran wrap. We're going to refrigerate this from anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes per the instructions, and that's just basically until it doubles in size. So we'll be back at that point. Thanks. Alright, so it's been a little more than an hour. This dough has definitely risen to about double its original size. So what we're going to do now is turn it out onto this cutting board here, where we're going to cut it into roughly 60-gram portions, and they'll roll into circular balls. Alright, let's see if I can actually do this more quickly here. Let's see what this one weighs. That's 74 grams, so we're going to take a little bit off there. Let's try that. 57. Yeah, 63. Close enough on that one. So we'll keep going from there, and then we just roll into a small little ball like this. Circular motion. And you just want to turn this into a nice smooth ball, and then we'll probably make 12 out of these, and then put them on a parchment lined half sheet, and we'll put in the fridge for another 8 to 10 hours. Alright, so that's all done. It's rolled into 12 balls, roughly 60 grams each. And I'm going to throw this in the fridge. I just covered it in plastic wrap, so we'll see this in about 8 to 10 hours. Alright, so I'm back with my dinner rolls, and through the magic of editing, we're back 8 hours later. All I've done is taken the tray out of the fridge, and then as you can see, I've cut away actually my assistant has cut away the parchment paper to like rough squares around them. And then here's where it gets kind of tricky. You need the oven to preheat it to 400 degrees like I have now. And then we need a large pot of boiling water. What's going to happen now, working with 3 or 4 at a time, we will dump these rolls into the boiling water for exactly 60 seconds per side. After 60 seconds, we'll rotate it over to boil the other side. Then we'll fish it out of the water, place it onto our paper towel lined plate right there, and we'll do this with all of the rolls. And after that, they will go straight into the oven on top of the sheet pan, and we'll have nice flaky, crusty rolls. First one going in, you can leave the parchment paper on and have it come off on its own. It's got to work quickly though, and we'll do 4 at a time. We'll do exactly 60 seconds. You should be able to fall off on their own. There we go. I think it's been 60 seconds, right? My assistant says definitely not been 60 seconds. Alright, time to flip them. Whoa. That's the other side there. Flip that one. Okay, there we go. Another 60 seconds. Actually, I just need to boil exactly 60 seconds and flip the right side up, and then that's it. Okay, we're good. I gotta fish them out. Alright, we'll repeat with the rest. Alright, so we're done boiling our bread. And now we're going to pop these rolls into the oven for about 35 minutes, and then it'll be nice and tasty. We'll come back then. Okay, just pulled the rolls out of the oven. They look really, really good. Nice, tough, bagel-y exterior, and hopefully a nice, flaky interior. Alright, thanks. Alright, this whole roll's still incredibly hot, but it's like a cross between a bagel and a roll. It's amazing. It's really, really good.